We got toned out by our emergency dispatch coordination center at about 3:45 yesterday afternoon. Being that it started on U.S. Forest Service land, we have a response in place that's always kind of predetermined for vegetation fires. With that, we typically have a response with LA County Fire Department through a mutual aid agreement if it's an area where there may be structures involved, because that's one of their primary function is protection of structures, homes, property, infrastructure, whatnot, and they have the specialized training in that. So they had a first alarm brush fire response as well as us, and within a half hour we arrived on scene with them, and the discussion was made between incident commanders from each agency that due to the fact that LA County Fire Department has the specialized skills and equipment and training to deal with structure protection and structure firefighting, that we would go into unified command with them on the communities that were being threatened by the rapid fire growth. Primarily, we're looking at roughly 90% of this fire being on Angeles National Forest and a smaller portion being on state responsibility area, which is CAL FIRE agreement with LA County to do protection for. Typically, they don't really come in and take over. There's already an agreement in place for predetermined areas that are state responsibility. That's an agreement that's renewed every so often based on the resources and capacity that LA County Fire Department has within Los Angeles County. Every particular locale has different methodology. In LA County, normally what we do is if an animal is found within the incident by emergency personnel, that's relayed up through the leadership on the incident. And at that point, we usually use liaison to notify the Sheriff's Department, which has contacts for a lot of animal shelters. We can also contact California Department of Fish and Game, Fish and Wildlife, and they can help facilitate. And we also have some local animal rehabilitation centers which can actually come out and help facilitate removing the animal from the fire area. I would say roughly about 75 to 85% of the number that you see for personnel are actually out here on the line in various positions, out actually on the fire ground. The other numbers that you see of personnel are typically what we call the leadership, the supervision, the overhead, like your incident commanders, your logistics chiefs, that are actually at the command post that are doing a lot of the behind the scenes planning, ordering logistical support. There's people that set up the base camps. There's people that are bringing in fuel, water, food, that sort of thing. So there's also some people internal, for example, like myself, public information officers that will come, and we're not necessarily out on the fire line doing suppression, but we're actually part of the incident.